Life doesn't end at 30. You don't suddenly age out of the things that you loved doing when you were younger, and most people certainly don't have everything figured out at this point. Sure, maybe you feel a little wiser, a little more responsible, and a little less active than when you were in your 20s, but that shouldn't stop you from continuing to live a life full of new beginnings. Welcome to the first episode of my Barely 30 Diaries, a series where I document my life in my early 30s. To be honest, I don't know where this series will take us, but I'm excited to find out where we end up. Excited for today's vlog, and I know I say that probably for every video, but today is an extra special video because it is episode 1 of my Barely 30 Diaries. Ever since I made my Almost 30 Diaries, I feel like I've made a lot of really great connections with people, and even though I'm not almost 30 anymore, I really wanted to create another series where I talk about where I'm at in life, a few things that people my age struggle with, pretty much the same thing as my Almost 30 Diaries, except I'm not almost 30 anymore. It's crazy to think that this is my first year in my 30s. Ever since I turned 30, I've been really feeling like I don't feel like I'm 30. I don't know if anyone else struggles with this. It really has not hit me yet. The other day was Thanksgiving, and we had a family member come by that I'd never met before, and they asked me how old I was, and I said I was 30. And when I said I was 30, I did not feel like I was 30. Hence why I've named this vlog series Barely 30 Diaries. I'm pretty much new to being in my 30s, whatever that entails, and I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to that. I kind of want this to be like a casual chit-chat video. I want to talk a little bit about the pressure to have your life together and also giving some life updates about myself. So welcome to the vlog. I'm so excited that you're here today, and I'm really excited to be starting this new vlog series. We'll see how things go, but regardless, I'm happy to have you along for this ride. Today's Monday and it's 12:26. I'm feeling kind of tired today because last night I picked up Alex from the airport. Thanksgiving weekend just happened and he went to Denver to see his brother, and he came back last night at like 1 a.m. And so I picked him up and we came home, and we didn't go to sleep until like 3 a.m. So I'm really tired today, but I've been working on a Notion template that will probably be out already. It will be for my December reset. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I've been doing a bunch of reflection on November and thinking about what my goals are for the future, because I know now is the time to start setting your goals for 2024 and start reflecting on the previous year in order to be better for the next year. So yeah, a lot of reflection, a lot of goal setting, a lot of Notion template setup and stuff. So I'll continue doing that, and I will talk to you all later. I also just remembered that it's Cyber Monday, so I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of online shopping too, because there are a bunch of stuff that I need to buy. It is almost 3 p.m. Pretty sure. Yeah, it is already 3 p.m. It's 3:03. I feel like time has been flying really fast today. I felt like it's only been like a couple hours, but it's already 3 p.m. I guess time flies when you're trying to buy gifts for people. I didn't want to vlog that because obviously I didn't want to show the people in my real life what gifts I'm getting them because they might watch my videos. Anyway, I just bought this pin board, and I'm gonna be transferring all of my pins to it. I have a pin collection from Disneyland. I'm not a huge fan of this thing, which is supposed to like hang from the wall or whatever. And I saw some of my other favorite YouTubers using like an actual pin board to hang up on their wall. So I'm gonna transfer all of my pins there, and I'm also gonna look for some of the pins that I never put on here because I'm pretty sure I bought some new pins from Disneyland and I never put them on here, which is not a good thing because I lose things very easily. I'm gonna do that right now, and in the meantime, let's chat about some stuff. So as you all know, I had my Almost 30 Diaries, and that probably ended shortly after my 30th birthday, which was back in August. If you remember correctly, or for anyone who is new to my channel, I talked a little bit about feeling behind on life because I was still in school at the time. I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, and I feel like most people in their late 20s / early 30s are already established in their careers by now. So I was kind of talking about that in my Almost 30 Diaries, but it really came to a head these past couple of months. Whenever I was looking for jobs, it really made me feel like I was super behind on life because the jobs that I was looking for were like entry-level jobs, and it's just weird to be looking for entry-level jobs as a 30-year-old. The only like real job or career that I've ever had was the military, and so that's all I know about working. Granted, it was like a high stress environment, and so I feel like having had that experience will make me better equipped for a lot of different types of work environments. So I feel like no matter where I go, I'll be fine. But I was feeling really sad for myself, and also my boyfriend is like 5 years older than me, so he's about to turn 35, and I feel like I was kind of holding him back as well. I straight up don't have a job right now, so I feel like I'm not really working towards anything. I mean, yeah, I am working towards getting a job, but I'm not making any money right now, and so I feel like I can't really contribute to our life goal of buying a house, getting married, etc. So yeah, obviously because of that, I feel really behind on life in comparison to other people that are my age. And yeah, it's not helpful to be thinking about this stuff, but I'm sure that everybody thinks this every once in a while. For me, it just happened to become like a huge problem in the past couple of months. I was getting very emotional and very sensitive about any sort of topic relating to getting a job or anything like that. Thankfully, I'm not emotional about that stuff right now, but yeah, it was really affecting me, and I know that I'm technically still young, but still, like, the comparison is so bad. The other day, my aunt and uncle visited from Canada, and something that they said really stuck with me. For context, my aunt and uncle and their 3 kids lived in the Philippines pretty much their entire lives before they moved to Canada. And when they were in the Philippines, we would come visit, and they lived in this really small home. It had like a tin roof. I honestly can barely remember it because I was so young, but we would visit their house sometimes, and it was just like so tiny and small. It would be like any other third world country type of house, if you can imagine it. And when my cousins were around 17, 18 years old, and they're only like a year or two younger than me, they're not that much younger than me, so I was probably like 19 or 20 at the time, they moved to Canada, and their life completely changed after that. And I have thought about this a lot. Like, I think it's a really amazing success story that they came to a Western country and completely changed their lives for the better. But something that I didn't really think about was the age in which my aunt and uncle were when they moved here and completely changed their life. And they brought this up when they came over, and I was telling them how I didn't have a job, and they pretty much told me that, well, when we moved to Canada, we were in our 40s. And I don't like to cry on camera, but it just really hit me how life can change at any moment. You can think that you're super behind on life, but you don't realize what's waiting for you on the other side. I honestly don't know why I'm crying about this. My aunt said this in like such an offhand thing, like, yeah, we were in our 40s when we bought our first home or whatever. Now that I remember, that's actually what she said. She said that they were in their 40s when they bought their first house when they were in Canada. So yeah, anyone who is feeling behind on life, you are certainly not behind on life. Everyone is on their own path, and you never know when things are gonna happen for you. And also, who cares if it happens for you later on in life? Like, nobody's on... Anyway, what a great way to end this little chit chat. I have not even started on putting on any of these pins. I've been trying to get all these little like tools out so that I can hang it up later on. But yeah, let me just put these on, and then we will try and hang this thing up. Happy Tuesday. I am in a really good mood today. I tried filming some stuff earlier actually, but I feel like I was just rambling and not really getting to any point. Also, I have laundry going, so if you hear noise in the background, that's what that is. But I just wanted to sit and chat for a little bit and give a little bit of a life update. I feel like I want to make these barely 30 diaries into me giving life updates as well as me talking about the stuff that I talked about earlier. But yeah, I guess now is a good time to do a quick life update because I have a little bit of downtime. You might have probably guessed from yesterday's little chat that I still don't have a job. Alex has volunteered himself to take the responsibility of applying for jobs for me because it's been really stressful for me to even apply. And you'll probably see in the December reset that I'm probably going to film today that I will try and do some LeetCode problems in order to gain some confidence in my coding skills because that is something that I've been struggling with a lot. But the fact of the matter is that the job market is really bad for software engineers. I'm really trying not to blame myself in this situation because I feel like I have a lot of things going for me. For one thing, I graduated from a really nice school. Granted, I don't have a 4.0, but it's a really nice school. So a part of me is like kind of confused. Part of me is kind of blaming myself still. And then the third part of me is just like, you have to accept what's happening right now because there just aren't that many jobs for software engineers, especially software engineers that are trying to get an entry-level position. So that's what's going on in my career right now. And then also I really want to focus on YouTube. This has been a dream of mine for a really long time, and I feel like now is a really great opportunity while I don't have a job to really focus on YouTube. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people in my situation would try and focus on getting a job, but my ADHD brain is really just like hyper fixated on making this YouTube channel a success. And also obviously it's a passion of mine. That's pretty much why I'm super hyper fixated on it. I've tried to focus on both at the same time, but it has caused a lot of stress. And I'm so thankful to Alex for being so patient and also taking the responsibility of applying to jobs for me. I feel like sooner or later I'm gonna have to start reaching out to people individually in order to ask for jobs. Probably some of my peers from the military because I really need a job. We literally cannot live on one income any longer. In a few months, they're gonna raise the rent here, and we really wanted to buy a house, but since I still don't have a job, I don't think that's gonna be feasible. And so since we're probably not gonna move to a new house, they're gonna raise the rent here, and we definitely can't live on one income once they raise the rent. So that's what's going on with my career and financial situation. I know I don't really talk about finances, but this is something that is really gonna affect us in the future and probably affect the quality of my videos, honestly. So I feel like it's worth bringing up because I want to keep you all in the loop, and like just in case things don't go as planned, you know why. I'm still so thankful for all the things that I have. I'm thankful for having a partner that is able to take care of us. I 100% want to contribute. It's not an issue of me like not wanting to do anything, but I'm so lucky and thankful anyway to be living this life. This is not me complaining, it's just me telling you what the situation is. That's probably the biggest thing that is happening in our lives right now. I guess the other really huge thing that I've been focusing on is obviously YouTube. I feel like my YouTube videos have been doing really well lately, and I hope that this new series will be another great addition to my catalog of videos. I know my biggest videos are my Notion template videos, but I really want to make my lifestyle content like this video that you're watching a priority as well. I honestly want to make this a lifestyle channel. I feel like it is kind of a lifestyle channel anyway because during my monthly resets, I do give like a lot of life updates during those monthly resets as well. Anyways, I'm gonna get started on filming my December reset, and then after that, I'm gonna get ahead on editing my videos. I just realized that our cups are different. Mine is like a doodle one. Cane's Times Square, New York City. Maybe they opened a Cane's in New York City or something. Oh, it's so good. When I start recording. So I just got done with a rough cut for my December reset. I'm feeling very good about it. These past couple of weeks, I've really streamlined my editing process. And so I feel like I'm gonna do a really good job of achieving my goal of making 8 videos this month. I just feel like I'm gonna make it happen. But I was listening to a podcast this morning that really motivated me and really inspired me, and I wanted to share it with you. I actually stumbled upon it on YouTube, but I think the podcast is called The Millennial Mindset or something like that. A Millennial Mind is what the podcast is called. But on YouTube, it's a video called Tam Kaur, How I Grew from 2,000 to 700,000 subscribers in 10 months. I've watched a few of Tam's videos talking about manifestation and stuff, but she talked about so many amazing things in this podcast episode that I really wanted to share it with you. Especially at the very end, it literally blew my mind at the end of this podcast. Not only does she talk about growing a YouTube channel and stuff, because I know that not everyone wants to have a YouTube channel, but I actually feel like she mainly talks about confidence in this podcast more so than like growing on YouTube. She does talk a little bit about growing on YouTube, but I think she focused more on becoming more confident and filling in that gap on YouTube. So I thought that was super inspirational. If you have the time, please go check it out. I think it will really motivate you if you're feeling down, if you're not feeling confident today. I'm actually super happy with how this vlog turned out. I haven't started editing it yet, but I just feel like I'm entering a new era where my videos are gonna start heavily improving. Maybe that's just the feeling that I'm getting right now, but I'm really hoping that I can keep up this momentum and this consistency with producing good video content. And honestly, that's really comforting to think about, because considering the fact that I started this channel at 29 years old, which I feel like for some people they would consider this like a late time to start, I feel like improving in the way that I am is going to greatly impact the trajectory of my channel. One thing that really stood out to me from the podcast that I just listened to was the fact that you just never know when something is going to happen for you. It could happen for you tomorrow, it could happen for you next week. For me, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna continue to try and do the best that I can so that when people do come to my channel, they're like, hey, this is actually really good content, and she's been making good content for a while now. If I consistently continue to make videos and continue to improve at least a little bit in my videos, I feel like I can eventually get there. And same thing with the rest of the aspects of my life. I feel like if I continue to apply for jobs, practice leak code problems, practice coding, I feel like eventually I will get to a point where I can confidently enter an interview and not feel like I am inferior. So if you're struggling with the pressure to have your life together right now, or you feel like you're not really at the point in your life where you want to be, honestly, just keep working towards your goals little by little. Eventually you will reach a point where you're satisfied with where you're at in life. I feel like my YouTube videos now are way better than they were 6 months ago. And that's not something that happened overnight. It was definitely something that gradually improved over time. So keep going, keep trying to achieve your goals. Eventually it will happen. Just keep believing in yourself. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this and chatting with you all. I am really looking forward to making more of these in the future. And of course, let me know if you have any thoughts about anything that I talked about in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.